Hello, it's Monday the 25th of August 2025. Welcome along to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is all about a look forward to Real Racing 3 13.6 and having a look back through Road Collection within update 13.5. We're going to do a little bit of reminiscing, among other things. There might be a bit of bitching and whinging as well, but we'll see. Ozil enters the chat on the YouTube side, says, "Yo, how you doing? I am fine, thank you very much. I hope you are too." Now, I've put this on, but that's the wrong one. We need to be putting this on. Mr. Saint says, "Yeah, thumbs up." Okay, right. So, in a couple of hours, the new release comes out. Ozil says, "I literally told you last stream I think we would get Jesko Absolute, and they gave it." They haven't given it. We'll get onto that. We will just stop spoiling the surprise. We'll get there. Right, okay. So, first thing I'm going to say, 13.6, summary. 2 new cars. Boo. 3 new series. Boo. Lots of other stuff. Okay, we'll take a look. John says hello again. Hello back. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. So, first off, and I do find this weird. This is called the McLaren Artura GT4 update. Now, why is that weird? Well, you'll see just below me, I've got the game. So I'm going to go through all the cars that are in the game and do a comparison, hopefully, to some of the new cars, of which there are only 2, coming up. So let me just see if I can remember. I think it was in Season 1. No, maybe it was Season 2. No, maybe it was Season 3. There we go. So, only in Season 3 we had the McLaren Artura. And that was I believe that was the lead car in the first release of Season 4. So this is, technically speaking, the first release of Season 5, and we've now got the McLaren Artura GT4. As you see on screen there, it's a motorsports car. Now, I've been a bit worried about what's coming up. Because the last 2 releases have all been about motorsports, and we start off with a motorsports release. Mr. Saint says, "Bro, like only 6 months later." Crying out. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Ozil says, "Boo." And Mr. Saint laughs. So, yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with that. So, okay, nice car. But we've already got the Road Collection version, and now we've got the GT4 version, which is going to be in motorsports. So, And then we've got the McLaren Solus GT. Now, this looks interesting. But my word, is it also very expensive? 1,100 gold. Obviously, the intention is to win the car and not pay that amount, but good grief. Ozil says, "By the way, I saved 4.4 million M dollars just in time and have 1,100 and a bit more gold already." Well, boy, did you get that just in time. Well done. Yeah, well done. There might be a few things you could spend that on as well. So there we go. So we are now, again, error. Round 1 begins. Does it actually say Series 5? Sorry, Season 5. Does it say Season 5? So it says round 1 begin. It doesn't actually say Season 5 begins. Interesting. It is season 5. It's season 5, round 1. But for some reason, they've forgotten to put that in. But there we go. Not to worry. Not to worry. Lord Night Moon enters the chat and says hello. Hello back. So, the key is, what are the events? So, again, this is a bit weird. This is different again. We don't like change. Well, we do like change. But race day, McLaren Artura GT4. It's the main car in this release, apparently. When does it come out? Wednesday. In other words, not tomorrow. What? Surely not. Surely that's an error. Please say that's an error. Fine, okay, it comes out Wednesday, we'll do it Wednesday. And obviously with it being motorsports, and there's a cap on motorsports of $250,000, it won't be a one stream event. It probably will last a couple of streams. But hey, there we go. We'll have the opportunity to win that car. And then what have we got? Now, it doesn't put this in order, so you'll have to bear with me, but we will go through all the things. So, Colleen says, we need the Nürburgring Nordschleife, which I guess is the really, really long track where everybody dies on, I guess. I mean, to some degree, it fits with Real Racing 3. Because typically, if it is the track I'm thinking of, that's the track that everybody races their car on. And this is Real Racing, which is all about taking your production model car and racing it on racing tracks. So it does fit. So that comment fits. So I'm not going to disagree with what you're saying there. And Alois says we need more short tracks like Zandvoort. I mean, neither of you are wrong, to be fair. I just think we need a few more cars in each release. Because again, another thing that this release is 8 weeks. 8 weeks. 2 cars, 2 new cars, only 3 series. And there's only 1 event per week. So after the big hoo-ha, which is the McLaren Artura GT4 race day event, we've then got Absolute Speed. Now, this is with the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. Now, let's just take a look at that further down the list. So I would advise, if you don't own that car, don't do it straight away. That's all I'm going to say. Spoiler alert coming up. Then we've got the Acura ARX 06. Now actually, to be fair, let me just go back to the Jesko Absolute. So where is the Jesko Absolute? Let's just bring it up in my garage, because I'm pretty sure I've already got this. The Koenigsegg. In fact, not only have I got it, I'm pretty sure I've got it fully upgraded. Let's have a look. There we go. Yep. Fully upgraded. So it's already been on offer before. It's already had a number of flashback events. Here's another one. But hey, if you haven't got it, you've got the opportunity of earning it again. Alois says, are we approaching the end of the game? It's a good question. I think it's more of a case they've swapped developers, and the developers have a wholly, completely different strategy in terms of what they put into a release. Now, for those that don't have the game up to 100%, it gives you the opportunity of taking the game up to 100%, but it does mean in each release there are less cars, brand new cars to win, and less series to play in. That doesn't mean the fun's over at this moment in time, and I will go on to that in the second part, which is why the first part is looking ahead and the second part is looking behind us. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. So then we've got the Acura ARX-06. Now I'm pretty sure that's a motorsports car. There we go. a nice motorsports car. So another opportunity of winning a motorsports car. Are you getting the theme in these last few releases? To be fair, that's another flashback event, but you've got the opportunity of winning it. Whoa, would you look at that? You've got the opportunity of not only winning the GT4, but the original car as well. Oh, that sounds exciting. Let me have a look. Let me have a look, see where I've got this car up to. Oh yeah, that's right. I've already got it. And it's already at 100%. Now, for those that are new to the game, take advantage if you can. The problem is, if you are new to the game, you probably are a little bit low on R$ and gold, and probably your focus should be completing the early events. The early series, rather than spending lots of gold on winning cars in the events. But, you know, this is how it is. This is how it is. Mr. Saint says, I think if the next update we get something sloppy, then that means it is coming to an end, but I'm 70% sure something epic is coming. I'm actually not so sure. I think this is the way of things going forward, if you want my honest opinion. And again, we'll get on to what I mean by that a little bit later on. John says this game is dropping like a hot potato. It may well be. And then Ozil says the Bugatti Centodici. So again, if you're new, see, this is the thing. If you're new to this game, it's a little bit of an overload because there's lots of cars to win. So yeah, there we go. The McLaren Artura potentially to win. And then you've also got, you see, why have they done this? I don't understand. The limited time series is the Bugatti Centodici limited series. My question is why? And you might be asking, Tony, why? Well, in season 4, the Bugatti Centodici premiered in season 4. It wasn't that long ago. And now we've got a limited series for it. Unbelievable. So, you know, again, great if you're brand new to this game. But what about people that have been playing this game for a long time? There's no new cars. There is not even the opportunity of winning cars of old. But for those that haven't got the Bugatti Centodici, limited series are always easier in terms of events, potentially in terms of winning the car. But it does typically mean you have to upgrade to free across the board. So yeah, again, fine. And then we've got the Audi A5 Touring Time Trial Competition. All I'm going to say, another motorsports. Another motorsports. That's all I'm going to say. Now again, this was a recent addition. Now, to be fair, it is the time trial competition, so sure, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Where is it? Where is it in? I can't remember where it's in. Is it in Trackmasters? Yeah, there we go. So again, a recent car. Now, it makes sense that in terms of time trial competitions, recent cars go in there. So there we go. The Audi A5 Touring time trial competition is in the mix. And then we get our second new car, which is a limited series. So more than likely, across the board. The McLaren Solus GT. Now, I'll be honest, I do like the look of this car. I don't understand why this car isn't the showcase car in this release. Why is it the other McLaren, not the Solus GT? I don't understand. Surely this is the better car. It's got a higher PR. Anyone got an answer to that? Because I haven't. No answer. Don't understand. Mr. Saint says, the thing is, most of these events are just recent, like you said, and most of these events are just free gold, so maybe they want us to grab some gold in preparation for 13.7. But I thought that about 13.6. That was, in fact, to be fair, I thought that about, I thought that about 13.5. But then when I think about it, I thought that about 13.4 as well. So, I don't know. I think it is the state of things to come. I really do. And then we've got another recent car, the Ford Puma Rally 1 Hybrid Limited Series. Again, if you're new to the game, fantastic. It's another car to win. It's another car that's in the motorsport section. But to be fair, it's another car that's $10. So you've got to be tempted. Do you just purchase it? Or do you win it? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not sure. Mr. Saint says, but maybe I might be wrong. Who knows, Mr. Saint? Nobody knows. Melvin Lee enters the chat, says, so a little bit sad, not as in, so a little, I always find it hard to read Melvin's chats because I think he types fast, let's put it that way. So I am a little bit sad because not in the game are the Toyota GR010 hybrid, the Alpine A424 LMDH, the Cadillac V Series are LMDH. Well, do you know what, Melvin? I actually think that maybe you are part of the problem because all that you want in the game are motorsports. And it's fine that you want new motorsports cars in the game, but what about road collection? What's the problem with road collection cars? Real Racing 3 started off as just road collection. There has to be a balance if this game is to move forward. So it just being motorsports isn't the way forward. It has to have a balance. Lord Night Moon says it's a very disappointing update. It does appear to be, unfortunately. It does appear to be. Mr. Saint says, I see how this update has caused ripples to through all platforms. Indeed, indeed. It's and then we get the Aston Martin Vulcan AMR Pro Limited Series. So again, another great car. I'm going, ooh, okay. I like Aston Martin. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see if we have this car. I mean, obviously we do. So the Aston Martin Vulcan AMR Pro. There we go. It's a car that we don't have fully upgraded, but we do have 21 out of 27 upgrades. It is a limited series, so I suspect that's what you will need to upgrade the car to, 65.5. Now it says maximum required PR, so they're now hiding what the minimum PR required is. They never used to do that. That's again a change in the release notes. So there's just some good bits of information they've added to the release notes and some bits of information they've taken out. Very frustrating. John says, after... I don't understand what John just said there. Sorry, John. And Aaron C. John says, hello back. Welcome along. So, they're the events. The new bonus series in the game, Race for Glory, in the Motorsports GT4 section. Some good news. It's not just got the new car in the game. It's actually got 2 cars that have already existed in the game. So you may or may not already have it. But bear in mind, if the first event isn't tomorrow, i.e. Tuesday, it's Wednesday, at least you have a series to race in. If you have one of those cars. Fingers crossed. Also new in the game, the first series in Season 5, which is the new season. This is the first time it's mentioned the fact it's Season 5. I didn't see it at the top. So again, you know, communication, guys. You need to work on this. It's really a big deal. But there we go. New season, Season 5. We've got 1 series in it. and it's got one car in it. The McLaren Solus GT. Now this is a nice car, but again, why is it on its own? Why are there not more than one series in the first release of Season 5? So Aaron C. John says, I want to get the Jesko Absolute, the Acura, and the Solus GT. Okay, very good. Melvin Lee says, I agree. Balance, road, and motorsports collection. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, in fairness, in terms of this release, you could argue they have. They've got 2 new cars, 1 car road collection, 1 car in motorsports. So you could argue there is a balance. You could argue that. Massey Edge Gamer says, hello, how are you? All good. Yes, I'm fine. I'm just having a bit of a whinge. I'm having a little bit of a whinge. I'm not 100% happy about this new update as it stands. Colleen says, used to start a race team for the stream. I'd join. Yeah, I don't know how to do that though, other than just have a team, which you can't really then race online. It's again another limitation of the game. John says, a guy raced around the track backwards and won. Did he? I like that. Maybe I should try that. Ozil says, you said, wait, don't take speed, absolute something. You will tell in the end. Well, yes, because we're not there yet. Calm down. Calm down. So we've got 2 new series in the game, and then we've got a new exclusive series, which is the McLaren Artura. So off the bat, there's only 1 of 3 series immediately open to people, and that's only if they've got 1 of these 2 cars already in the game. And you can only open up the 3rd new series in the game if you fully upgrade the McLaren Artura GT4 to 100%. I don't think many people are going to do that. So, yeah, in terms of what's new in the game, I'd have to say slightly disappointed overall. But positive news is it does mean, if I look at the fact that I'm at 64% motorsports, 82% road collection in terms of completion, I should be able to improve on those percentages. One positive there. Massey Edge Gamer says, thumbs up. Aaron C. John says, will the Jesko have a discount? Ha ha, ha ha. Stop jumping the gun, you'll find out. Then I may as well fully upgrade it. Well, it's an expensive car, even with a discount. But let's not give away all the surprises. Let's wait till we get there. Melvin Lee says, but more people want to come up. We honestly, you need to work on your written language, mate. More people want to want to race the Toyota GR010 hybrid, and they are still waiting. Indeed, a Mossy Edge Gamer says, I'm bored. Fair enough. Right, okay. So this is the bit that I wanted to show you, because, right. So in terms of racing, in terms of playing this game, I've always said, if you're new to the game, you have to focus on completing the early series, building up your R dollars, building up your M dollars, building up your gold, and initially stay away from the discounts. When you've got enough gold, enough R dollars, enough M dollars, start racing some of the events, winning the cars. And there'll be like a cutover point whereby in a release, all the events, some of the cars you'll already own, and then you've got additional free money, and then you can start taking advantage of the discounts. Now, I thought they were the only 2 stages, but it appears I may have found a 3rd stage, and let me explain why. So, weekly time trial. Week 1, they're the cars. Now, typically, it's not always the case, but the 3rd car, the best car in the list of 3, typically has some form of discount. Discount to buy the car, I would advise avoiding that. Discount to upgrade the car. I would advise you do a calculation between what you can earn from doing the upgrades and the cost overall of the upgrades. So let's have a look. The Aston Martin. So we'll go to the Aston Martins. There we go. And it's the Valhalla concept. So that's a car I've got fully upgraded. Now, obviously not everybody has, which is fair enough. That's fine. So we're going to week 2. The Automobile Farina Battista Edizione Nino Farina. Well, that's a mouthful. So the Automobile, where is it? There we are. I think it's only 2 cars. There we go. Now, the Wifurota, I haven't got fully upgraded. The one that's in week 2 time trial, I have. Now, this is a rarity for me. Normally, there's 1 or 2 cars that I haven't got. Now, I could carry on going down. I'm not going to. I'm literally just going to say I've got all these cars upgraded, and that's a first. With the exception, no surprise, of the Ferrari SF90 Stradale in week 4. Question on week 4 is typically they avoid giving discounts on Ferraris. So if they don't do the Ferrari and they go to the McLaren Senna, I've got that fully upgraded. So Lord Night Moon says Jesko Absolute you can get with 0 upgrades. Okay, there we go. There we go. So Ozil says, Lord Night Moon though, it's difficult as hell. I saw the ME video too. John says 100%. Virtual Medical Dr. Ayaka says, hello. New update is nice. Well, I sort of disagree. So we've got, here we go, week 5. Look at that. The Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. So the key here is for the 3rd update in a row, they have both a car in an event and a car available potentially with discounts. Now we don't know for definite, but it's looking good. So my advice is if you do not own the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, and that is available, let me see if I can remember where it is. We'll get there. Bear with me. There we go. It's available from September the 7th. My advice would be not to rush in to do that event and wait until week 5 of the weekly time trial, which runs from the 23rd of September through to the 29th of September. The likelihood is the 3rd car will have some form of discount on it. So not only a discount to buy, avoid that please, but a discount on the upgrades. So if you don't own that car and you hold off starting the event until the 23rd, it's likely that you'll have some form of discount on the upgrades that you apply. Now the guys have said in the chat, some people that are very good at this game can complete that with 0 upgrades. But what that means is you should be able to complete it maybe not with 0 upgrades, but maybe with 1 upgrade across the board. Potentially 1 upgrade across the board requires only R dollars. R dollars discounted to an amount might make it possible for you to win the car. So opportunity galore in terms of winning the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute at a discount, even if you don't fully upgrade it and open up the exclusive series it's in. So just bear that in mind. That's the takeaway from this release, I would say. So Lord Night Moon even confirms that, says, Ozil, yes, it's hard to do with 0 upgrades. I got it done with 6 upgrades. So there we go. So Lord Night Moon already owns it. And he's got the opportunity to do that event again. potentially get some discounts if he wants to upgrade the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute anymore. But do you see what I mean? All the cars in the weekly time trials are new cars, relatively new cars. So it's disappointing from the point of view, if they were new cars that hadn't had upgrade discounts applied to them already, you wouldn't be upset about it. But they all have. Week 6, the Bugatti Divo got it fully upgraded. The Ford GT Le Mans. Now, for those that don't remember, 2 updates ago, that was the car similar to the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. It had a discount because it was in a weekly time trial, as it is again, and it was in a an event. So yeah, as I say, I'm disappointed. And if I go through the online multiplayer schedule as well, it's the same. The cars have already been there before. We've all got them. Or maybe we haven't all got them, but those that have been playing the game for a long time have all got them and have probably already upgraded the cars to 100%. And indeed, for me, the only car that I can potentially upgrade to 100% if it is in the sale is this one, the Bentley Continental GT Speed. So yeah, there we go. That is what's coming out. Overall, a little bit disappointing. Virtual Medical Dr. Ayaka says, I know some people disappointed in this update. Yes, including myself. But it does give an opportunity to revisit the past, which is what we're going to do this evening. Ozil says, yeah, I will wait until the 23rd of September. So even if I feel it's difficult to complete with 0 upgrades, I can upgrade for a discount and complete it more easily. That's the spirit. That's exactly what you need to do. That's exactly what you need to do. Fingers crossed, though, there are upgrade discounts applied to it. That's the only question. We don't know that for sure. The likelihood is it will be the case. So, yeah. As I said, overall, I'm quite disappointed. I'm also confused why the McLaren Artura GT4 is the showcase car in this release and not the McLaren Solus GT. And my conclusion is because that's in the road collection, not the motorsports side. So, Chance Magician said, didn't the Lotus Emira just get a sale? Yes. All of the cars in most of the cars, I won't say all of the cars, most of the cars have recently had sales, because otherwise I wouldn't have them all upgraded to 100%. And there's only 2 cars I don't have upgraded to 100% across the 8 weeks of weekly time trial and the 8 weeks of online multiplayer tournament. And that is week 4 with the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. If everyone can remember, all the Ferraris avoided any form of discount in this current release, which ends today. And then the other car that I don't currently have fully upgraded is in week 4 also of the online multiplayer tournament, Bentley Continental GT Speed. So my immediate thought was, I've not got a lot of racing to do. Well, let us move on. Let us move on to what we are going to do now. Because we are going to resist and complain the only way that we can, which is by playing old school cars. So, gold wise, I have 2,788 gold, and apparently I'm not going to spend any of it this month because there are no cars to purchase. Well, there are 2 cars. And when I say purchase, no cars to win. There are 2 cars to win, but that's not really going to make a dent into my gold there. And beyond that, there's only a maximum of 2 cars that I'm likely to have discounts on. Now, that being said, it's the 25th of August. The 1st of September, being a Monday, in the US is, I believe, a Labor Day. Sometimes Real Racing Free do flash sales on certain US holidays. Labor Day being one of them in the past. So you never know, there might be a group of additional cars that have discounts on them on September the 1st. Then again, there might not be. We will have to wait and see. So Ozil says, are you going to play the game all today? Is just discussion. No, what I always do is have a bit of a bitch and a whinge about the next release, which is what I've just done now. Half an hour, venting it out off my chest, and that's been done. So we are now going to play some racing. I hope you're happy with that. Melvin Lee says, the fifth Guardian, Ferrari always no upgrades. Upgrade confirmed for weekly time trial online multiplayer. It never used to be the case. You used to be able to get Ferrari discounts, so that's a recent thing. Ozil says that electric car exclusive series last race. Crying, laughing out loud. Well, so what I've decided to do, I'm not going to start off there, but what I'm going to do is you'll see there amateur. That's the first series in Road Collection. I've got that fully done, 100%. Pro-Am, I haven't. So this evening, we are going to come onto the Pro-Am series that I haven't completed yet. I'm going to move those forward. This is what I'm going to do in this release if they're not going to allow me to win any new cars or upgrade any existing cars with discounts. We're going to work left from amateur through to Pro-Am, through to Pro, and you never know, maybe into Expert, and get those series fully upgraded. And the reason why I'm doing this is twofold. One, because I've got nowhere else to spend my gold. And two, it gives you an idea of what the cars used to be like when the game was purely about road collection. You might like it, you might not like it. But I thought, let's give it a go. Let's show you guys what some of the old cars are like. So tonight, a little bit later on, I'm going to be racing some old cars. And some cars with low PR. So the Nissan 300 ZX Z32. And then the Alfa Romeo. I can't even pronounce that. Giulietta TCR. Now, in fairness, that car's PR is mid-range. It's 47.2. So that's what we're going to do tonight. But we're going to start off, as per usual, as we've done the last 3 or 4 times, in Season 4, the Taycan collection. I've struggled to get first. The last 3 times, I've had a fourth, I've had a second, and then a second again. Let's see if we can get first this time. It's the Red Bull Ring 4 laps, the Grand Prix circuit with the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT. And John says, best of luck. Well, thank you very much, sir. That's very kind of you. Let's see how we get on. Right. Let me just... Oh, hello. One moment while I get my information on screen. There we go. There we go. Right. Let's race. Now, every time I've done this race, I've smashed my car at the beginning of the race. Let's see if we can do any better. Oh dear. And the answer is, well, I didn't smash the car, but I did go off track. Oh. Oh, I've got squeezed. Oh. Might be another second place. Oh, do I not like this car? Oh, oh. So I reckon I can potentially jump to third. I am being a little bit aggressive, and I don't think he's working. All right, we're in fifth. Not a disaster. Could do with passing one more car. Oh, see, that's where I always lose out. I do feel a little bit more confident about this one, though. Maybe not. Come on. Okay, we're in third with 2 laps to go. 2 cars to overtake. And that's one of them. Okay. The best part of 2 laps to catch this guy. Don't need to push too hard. Just be sensible with the braking. Need to be right on this guy's tail by the start of lap 4. To have a really good chance. Oh, again. With traction control off, this car's horrible to drive. Nah, I'm too far behind. Okay, we're back into... Well, we're close. We're close. Outside chance, I'd say. Oh, come on. Here we go. It's only taken 4 attempts. Come on. I'm tempted not to slow down now and push him out of the way. There we go. There we go. It's what we call unfair driving. But at last, we've got a first. Kenny asks, how long have you been playing the game? 45 minutes this evening. Believe it or not, on or off for 12 years. John says, I know that sound. That is the sound of victory. It's also the sound of putting the car into service. And fingers crossed, we never see that car ever again. I'm tempted to put it in the shame garage, along with the McLaren Speedtail. and the other car that I can't remember the name of. But there we go, 30 gold won, 2,818, a good tally, ready for, well, the release. Okay, so there we go. That is the first series completed this evening. Now, the other thing I did as part of looking at cars of old, if I go to a road collection, I fully upgraded a car. So, not following my own advice, where I spent gold when there was no discount. So one of the things I said I would sort of do is I've found now there's almost like a third level. So level 1 is you start playing the game, you complete the series, you avoid spending gold, and eventually you build up enough M dollars, R dollars, gold, and you start to race in the events and win the cars. And somewhere between having a road collection and a motorsports collection that has 50% of all the cars available, or 60% of all the cars available, you realise that all the events, you're not winning a car. And like 2 or 3 events, then you've already got the car and it's free gold, which means you've got some gold left over. And at that point, you start looking to wisely invest your hard-earned gold into cars that have discounted upgrades, so you can either A, complete the series those cars are in, or B, open up the exclusive series that car is in. But then it turns out there's a third part, which is there are no events where you can win new cars. There are no upgrades that you can take advantage of. And so all that you do is accrue gold. So what do you do then, which is the position I find myself in? Well, it turns out what you do is you go back to the old cars and you start upgrading those. So you see there, I've got the Mazda MX-5 brackets NA. That cost me 70 gold. 70 gold, only 70 gold to upgrade to 100% to open up the exclusive series. Now, in fairness, this exclusive series doesn't earn a massive amount of gold. It only earns a total of 20 gold. But that actually means I've only spent overall 50 gold. That's not bad. John says 12 is good. And John says me about 7. I don't understand what that means, but okay. Then he puts 6. No idea what's he saying, but welcome, John, welcome. So this is what I'm going to start doing, looking at those cars that probably won't ever get upgrades or discounted upgrades. Spend a fraction of the cost of some of those hypercars. Open up the exclusive series those cars are in and complete the exclusive series. And why am I doing that? Because one of the focuses I have in the game is to get the road collection up to 100%, where it currently it sits at 82%. And the other thing, it gives you guys the opportunity of seeing other than hypercars being raced. So let's have a go with the Mazda. So we've got this at 24%. So I think what I'll do, because it's a good test, is we'll do the elimination. And do you see why I whinged and moaned? It's because it's the Formula E Berlin circuit. So you know what? I'm not doing that one. I'm putting that one off. Let's do the national circuit at Circuit of the Americas. Now these cars will have lower PR, but you know what? They're good fun. Most of you probably won't complain if you had a Mazda like this in your garage, for real. It's a nice little car. Nice little car. And it's also a good way of honing your skills, because the slower cars are more forgiving if you brake late. And do you know what? The sound of the car is pretty good. That engine is purring. Look at that. We've got a Yakka just there as well. We've just overtaken them. Now the intention tonight is to try and race for as long as possible and for the update to be available. And then we'll have a look at the update and see if it is as bad as I fear it is. Sorry to the developers. You feel like I'm slagging you off. I'm really not. I just feel for 8 weeks there should be more series, more cars. And if you can't add any more cars, I'm sure you could add series. Just you know, it wouldn't be that difficult to do. I get the idea of new cars and all the dynamics associated with cars. So add new series that have existing cars already in it. And if you don't want to put them in season 5, go back to some of the previous. That's what used to happen. That's what they used to do. See, look at that. I'm in the lead. Gonna win. There we go. And we've won. And then John goes, he is so sorry. Okay, I don't know why he's saying sorry. No need. Virtual Medical Doctor Ayaka says, I liked this Mazda MX-5 Miata. Yeah, it's a good car. Nice car to race. And it's not that expensive to fully upgrade. And I probably should have done it years ago, but I didn't. But as I have some free gold, I thought, yep, let's do it. There we go. There we go. Look at that. So I've got to 25%, and my reward is $1,000 and 2 gold. I mean, 2 gold's better than no gold, I guess. Oh dear. All right, let's carry on racing. I'm going to go left to right. I'll focus on the elimination. I will have to do the Formula E, which I will regret doing. So next on the elimination list is in Tier 11. It's the road course at Daytona International Speedway. Unfortunately, it is an evening race. Now, people were saying, why don't you... Now, you see, if all the cars were a little bit like this, I may do the cockpit going forward because there's a lot more visibility. And this is the problem I find with the new hypercars. Oh, got blocked there. It was Oyaka as well. I don't know. Okay, we're into 4th. 6 cars left in the race. Yeah, you see, this just feels so much like better driving. The hum of the car. There's no ooh from electric cars. Mind you, I do need to get a move on because I'm almost in last place. There we go. Into 3rd. Come on. Get into 2nd. There we go. Might not get first though. So they are forgiving of a few mistakes, but they're not forgiving if you brake early. And so I found myself in second place. There we go, second. Cabello Modesani says, I actually love the slower cars lately. These supercars are hectic. Yes, yes, I agree. It takes me back to the good old fashioned road collection. So I'm with you on this. And Cabello Modesani says, hope you're well, bro. Indeed, I am. I hope you are too and enjoying your racing. So I only got second there. We'll just leave that as is. The other thing about these cars is their durability just seems to be so much better. Now, technically, you could argue that's because they don't travel as much because they're a lot slower. But there we go. Right. Let's move down the list and see which is the next elimination. Ooh, road course at Lime Rock Park. Oh, this will be interesting. This is a track I like. Let's see where we come. Push. There we go. Into fourth. Into third. I think this is the sharp corner. No, no in. Ooh. Second. There we go. Just first to catch. Oh dear. Slowing down. Okay, I got into second again, but I don't think I'm going to get first. No, second again. Look at that. And Keith Reddy says, yo, what's up, Guardian? Hello, welcome along. Good to see you again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Says, Guardian, can you tell me which races are the best OA, even best for the amateur series or free events that gives a lot of our dollars? I am so bad at grinding them. So in terms of the early series, I would literally just pick either a course or a cup that is one of the longer tracks and has a number of laps. Suzuka is a good one. Mount Panorama is another one. The Francorchamps is another one. It's to begin with, in terms of the earlier series, they never pay that well. So it is a case of picking a cup that has a Grand Prix circuit and the most number of laps that is in that particular series. After that, it's about the endurance series, but you're never going to get paid a lot of money. But what you can do, if that's all you've got available, is pick one of those cups, one of those endurances that you have, that you know you can win, and then go to the, in fact, I'll just show you here. Go to the crew, select, if it's gold you're after, select the agent. If it's $R you're after, select the manager and click the blue hire button. That will play an advert and you'll get to hire that manager or that agent for free, and that will earn you double the amount of $R and double the amount of $R or double the amount of fame, which takes you closer to going up a fame level and therefore earning gold. Always in the early stages, it's a lot harder to earn gold. It's a lot harder to earn $R. And I appreciate you don't want to be spending loads of times. So the way that you maximize each of those races is do it on the longer races, i.e. the cups or the endurances, and hire a manager. But don't spend gold, play an advert. Or if it's gold, hire the agent. But again, don't spend gold, play an advert. And you can do that 5 times a day. So take advantage of that is what I would say. Right, okay, so we got second there, so that's 2 seconds. Now here's an example. If you finish second, you don't double your reward, unfortunately. You do have to finish first. Now, what is easier to finish first, which I can't do because I'm streaming, but if you are struggling getting first, take your game offline. You'll only be competing then against computer opponents. The only little problem is the moment you take it offline, you can't play an advert. So you've almost got to do the advert first, then take it offline, and then do your race. It's a little bit awkward, but it does mean you get the best possible payment back. Right, okay, so elimination this time at Dubai. Let's see if I can do better than second. And you'll see there, though, although the cars are a lot more forgiving, it's also a lot harder to catch up to first if you make a couple of mistakes. But I think that adds to the fun. I do think that adds to the racecraft. So there you go. I'm already in last place. Into 5th. I think I'll get 4th. I need to stay on the tail of these guys. Oh, I've got 3rd. Look at that. Nice slingshot around 4th there. Oh, yes. That worked all right. I do find, actually, with some of these earlier series, or rather these earlier cars, it makes a difference what track you're racing on. So up to this point, I've had, assuming I win this, 2 firsts and 2 second. And we'll go back and do the Formula E, which I am not looking forward to doing. But because these cars are slower, even though elimination is always the same amount of time, you haven't travelled as far. And therefore the durability of the car feels like it lasts longer. Oh, we're doing well around this track. We really are. There we go. In first. Just 2 of us left in it. We're 100 yards ahead of second. It's looking good. Plenty of racing left as well this evening. And Keith Reddy says, how much gold do you think I might need for the new season to complete all the events? Oh, that's a good question. Blimey. Well, basically there are 8 events, so potentially 8 cars to win. None of the cars are particularly cheap. So in terms of gold, I would probably say you need 3,000 gold possibly in total to win all 8 cars, and that's assuming you've got enough R dollars, because I reckon you'll probably need close to 10 million R dollars just in terms of applying the relevant level upgrades, and that's a guess. That's a guess. But assuming you need all 8 cars, none of the cars are particularly cheap. Now, some of the cars are N dollars rather than R dollars, but you get what I mean. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. Now, the thing that you can do, and maybe we should do this, is because most of the events other than 2 are going to be either A, flashback events, or B, limited series events. If they're flashback events, they've been done before, so we can get an idea of the cost of gold. If they are limited series, then we know typically we need to upgrade to free across the board, so long as they're not electric cars. So again, we can get an idea of the overall cost in terms of upgrades of each car. So Anki Reddy says 3,000 gold. Well, if you divide 3,000 by 8, you're looking at about 400 gold per car. So that would be 3,200. So I may be on the little bit on the lower side rather than the higher side. So, and Key Freddy says, oh my God, I've just got 800 gold. Yes, we're talking about winning all 8 cars, completing all 8 events over an 8-week period. So if you've got 800 gold, you've probably got enough there to win potentially 2 of the 8 events. It's not cheap, this game. It's not cheap. Right, so I'm at 30% there, but so let's go back to Tier 1 and let's attempt to do the Formula E Berlin circuit. I'm not a fan of this track because it has long straights and then 180 turns, which is, well, it's hard to master. Yeah, I'd stand by that 3,000 gold, I reckon to win all 8 events, you're going to need close to 3,000 gold. But the point is, you'll accrue gold during the next 8 weeks as well. So you may find, even though you've only got 800 at the moment, think about what you accrue on a weekly basis. And maybe also take into account that one of the cars, the Jesko Absolute, if you hold off doing that event until the week the car is in the weekly time trial, there's a possibility of it having a a discount. So that one might cost you a lot less. But I can't help but think the McLaren in the road collection in season 5, if its cost is 1,100, I reckon the level 2 upgrades across 7 engineering components is going to be in the region of 500 gold. Again, it's just a hunch. I don't know for sure. We won't know until later on, once the release is out. But that would be my guesstimate. Look at that, we're in the lead. Would you believe it? I'm actually in the lead on the Formula E track. There we go. That is a victory. How about that? So Anki Freddy says, right, okay. What do you think I should focus more? But I should get the Jesko. So the Jesko is the obvious one on the basis that it has both an event and it also potentially has a weekly time trial, and it's the best car in that week. So therefore, is like to have a discount. So it wouldn't make sense to attempt to win a car when the upgrades that you have to apply to the car to win it have a discount. That would seem to make sense. But at this moment in time, it's not 100% guaranteed. But there does appear. So, one positive thing I would say about the last 3 updates is, and if this is indeed true, each of the updates has had a car that has had both an event and also has been in a weekly time trial. So if you have that, or either a weekly time trial or an online multiplayer tournament. So if you have waited to start the event and waited till the car is in its relevant weekly time trial or online multiplayer tournament, it's had a discount. And, for example, look at this week. We had the Porsche. I can't even remember which car it was. Let's have a look. We had the Porsche 911 GT3 2021 car as the top car. It had a 50% discount on all upgrades. And if we scroll over, obviously I've done all the events now, but if we scroll over, let's see if we can find it. It had a limited series. So we could have, if we didn't own the car, we could have waited until this week just gone, started the limited series, and upgraded that car, and you would have got a 50% discount. Now, if you'd just upgraded to free across the board, that would have been a tremendous saving. I'm also hearing overall the car only cost about 500 gold to fully upgrade it, which would have meant you would have opened up the exclusive series the car was in. So that sort of thing is beneficial. So them doing, the developers doing that is a good thing. That's really helping out the gamer. But again, the gamer needs to strategize. They need to understand there's a weekly time trial coming up, that the car is best in that particular weekly time trial. It's likely to have a discount, and therefore you just need to wait and take advantage of those discounted upgrades to then win the car. Mr. Ali, the mystery guy, enters the chat and says, "Hi, how are you doing? Do you remember me?" I do indeed. You are not a mystery to me other than your name. um, And Keith Freddy says, but still, like 2,200 gold in 8 weeks is still hard. Is that right? It can be. I think one thing that you can do though is when you consider when you win a car, you open up the series the car is in, and therefore you have the potential of getting completion rewards back. So at 25%, you get an R dollar reward or an M dollar reward and a gold reward. Same at 50%, same at 75%. Probably you won't get to 100% unless you then apply further upgrades. But on a daily basis as well, if you take advantage of those free uh, crew member hires by playing videos, you can do that 5 times a day, you can start making your money back. In addition, on a weekly basis, you do your weekly time trial, you do your online multiplayer tournament, you get additional gold back. In addition, you make sure you go into the game on a daily basis, you get a daily reward. All that sort of thing helps to accrue that additional gold back and therefore gets you into the position whereby you're not just earning 1 or 2 cars per per update. Maybe you're earning 3 or 4, or maybe even 5 or 6, or maybe even all 8. I would say what you've got to do is understand over the next 8 weeks, try and understand the amount of gold that you're likely to earn, and then you can sort of prioritize the events to do. So for me, if I was you, I would look at all the events that are available when the new update comes down and say, right, which cars do I want to win, and prioritize doing those cars first. That's how I would approach it. Okay, there we go. Right, back into the Mazda MX-5 brackets NA close brackets exclusive series. So I actually completed the elimination. So let's go back to those eliminations where I only finished second. See if I can improve on those. There we go. Now, do you see though that typically if I was doing a hypercar, if I did 4 eliminations, that would typically mean the car would need servicing. Not with some of these lower PR cars. They're slower, therefore they don't cover quite as much ground, and therefore the amount of durability they use up is a lot less. Right, I'm determined to get first this time. Do you know what? I like this car. This is a good car. Again, it's a nicely balanced car. It's got a nice purr to the engine. And it's actually quite hard to make it skid, which for those that have been watching me for some time, I think you all know how easy it is for me to make a car skid. Alright, we're right on this guy's tail. Oh, got a bit of drafting going on as well. Come on, first. You can do it. Just out of interest as well, going off track doesn't work quite as well with these cars. So whereas with a hypercar I would have flown across the grass there, not so beneficial with some of these slower cars. There we go. First. No game sound. Oh, I do apologise. Aloe, thank you for letting me know. I do apologise for that, for those that have been watching without any game sound. Hopefully it's now working. I get lost in the moment. Sorry about that. Oh, car needs servicing. That's a shame. That car will either be back, it'll either be back tomorrow or back on Thursday. It depends on what events are released and when they are released. The release note said we won't have our first event until Wednesday, but maybe that's an error. You never know. Right, okay. I think what I'm going to do first, because it's ticking down, if I go here, you see, according to that weekly time trial square there, it says I'm in rank C, but I've only got 40 minutes left until time trial closes, which means, technically speaking, we've only got 40 minutes until the next release is available. Now, it doesn't always come out bang on 9 o'clock, but let's make the most of the Aston Martin Valour in the weekly time trial. Now, technically, I've got to go 2 seconds faster, which probably won't happen. But let's see what we can do. Can we improve our time? Oh, look, we've got no shadow. Fantastic. Which means this will become the new shadow. Even if it's not the fastest time I've done. I need to bear that in mind. I was getting excited the other week when I thought I'd smashed it and got into Group B, but in terms of time, I'd only beaten my best time of the day, not my best time overall. One to bear in mind. Doesn't always work effectively, the shadow. Oh dear, I might have gone off track here. Not to worry, we'll leave that there. We'll keep on going round. We'll set a time so we've got a shadow. Something to beat. Well, you can see how much slower I am. I'm about 10 seconds slower. A 151. Okay, there we go. A 151. A 152. Something to improve on. Let's try again. Alright, there we go. That is a 141.477. That's pretty much close to my best time. Alright, so that's a shadow we can work with. That's a shadow we can work with. Let's go. Retry. Off track, try again. Behind my shadow now. Oh, off track. I've set a half decent time, so I'm quitting now. Now that I've got a marker, as soon as I make a mistake, it's quit, retry. But it does say to me, yet again, Tony, you're in Group C, get used to it. A little bit behind. Quite a bit behind now. Oh, and I'm off as well. Oh. Well, it's interesting. I got almost as good as my best time, and that does seem to be my limit. I did feel I had another second, but you never know. Let's see. I've just wiped my time out. One mistake is all it takes. There we go. So Melvin Lee shows off and says, this weekly time trial I got into Group A. Well, of course you did. John says, he says subscribe and like. Well, that's very kind of you, sir. I'm going to call you my new promotion. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, there we go. That is still the same time. Let's have another go. We're running out of time. We're in Group C. Can we get into Group B? Ooh, so close. And yet, so far away. So here we go, last couple of opportunities for a faster time. Keep it up. Keep it up. Oh my word. I can't believe my brakes didn't work there. I think I carried so much speed that time. I had to brake a lot earlier. Alright, one more go. Not exactly all or nothing, but it's the last try. And that's blown it already. Oh well. And that's why I'm only in Group C. There we go. Lord Night Moon says, I got Group B. Well done, Lord Night Moon. Well done. John said, congratulations all drivers in the chat. He's a very friendly chap, is John. Thank you, John. Oh, in the chat. Oh. John says, you can drive better than me with your foot. Well, I'm using my finger. There we go. Oh, dear. Right, okay, so that's it. That's it for the weekly time trial. Apparently, the weekly time trial ends in 27 minutes. Ooh, exciting. Right, what we're going to do next? Well, do you know what? I'm probably not going to do the online multiplayer tournament. I'm going to leave that at 7. I'm happy with that. That's fine. Now, ironically, that goes on until midnight UK time. 4 hours and 26 minutes left on that. So what I'm going to do next, go into Road Collection, into Exclusive. Obviously I'm not going to do the Aston Martin today. We're going to see if we can get the Koenigsegg Jesko up to 100%, and then we'll have a look at some of the new cars. We'll have a look at some of the old cars and see if we can complete some of the series or move towards completing the series in AM Pro. Right, what have we got? So we've got Cup in Tier 14, so I'm going to do that last. Let's go to Tier 18, and we've got a Speed Snap at Red Bull Ring. 153 miles per hour. So I've been whinging about hypercars all night, and here we are racing one. And I believe that was first. Indeed it was. Boom. One race down. Sometimes those speed snaps can be a bit tricky, but I managed to blow that one out the park. Hit that one out the park. Put it in the back of the net. Right, okay. Oh, good grief. I didn't realise that. So I've got a head-to-head around Le Mans. Ugh. And an autocross at Melbourne. Let's do the autocross at Melbourne first. Messed it up there. See, I think I got 5th, and I do believe it was hitting the barrier that caused me to get 5th there. No, 4th. So we're going to have to try that one again. Let's try again. Now we're at the other side of the barrier. Somehow I managed to get first there, but poor old Eric has got his work cut out repairing the car. Okay, so I've got the head-to-head, which effectively will take out half my durability. Oh, I've got a speed record. Alright, let's do the head-to-head then. It's 1 lap, but my word, it's a long lap. Ah, there you go. There's the answer to the question. Which track earns you the most amount of R dollars earlier on? Well, if you've got one, Le Mans. But I suspect Le Mans only comes into play in the Legend series, unfortunately. But that would naturally earn you quite a lot of R dollars. But it's also the longest, so it can be quite boring. I used to do the 10 lap Le Mans, and oh, it's half an hour race and it's boring. Right, so we're in the lead. It looks like we're racing someone in my team. I don't know who they are actually. I don't know them. I mean, I'm sure I do. Well, I don't know them, but I just can't see the whole name, so I don't know who it is. Oh. Still in the lead, just about. Yeah, another problem with hypercars, braking. Not that there's necessarily the brakes are bad, it's just that the car's going so fast. I mean, look at the speed of this car. It's 275 miles per hour. See, I did brake very early as a result. So the Absolute is even quicker than this thing, because this is just the Jesko, not the Jesko Absolute. Ozil wanted his hypercar. He may get the Jesko Absolute and complete his dreams, at least for the moment. Speed on this car is crazy. Right, final part of the lap. In the lead by 300 yards. Look at that, 250 miles an hour. Jeez. So again, just to compare this car with the Mazda that we looked at in terms of visibility. See, I just don't think that's that good. Oh, slightly off track. We're in first. Bit of a messy lap, but we got it. We got that one done. Oh, I see what John's doing. He's calling out the number of people that are watching. Oh. Got you. Right, okay. So that is the head-to-head done. Look how much durability is lost, though. That was half durability disappeared in one race. Okay, so what have we got next? We've got Tier 20... speed record at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now, need to make sure on this. So what I'm going to do, just to make absolutely certain, is start from behind the start line. Because the fastest part of the track is at the end of this very long straight. I'm going to start all the way back here. Well, I got first. That's all that matters. 270 miles per hour top speed though. Good grief. Right, there we go. Feel like I need another drink. It's been a hot day here in the UK. Not bad for... It's a bank holiday as well here in the UK, so normally that means it rains, but not today. It's been lovely and sunny. Alright, there we go. That is a speed record completed. One more race left. It is a cup. It's a Grand Prix circuit at Circuit de Catalunya, and we've got 50 gold at stake. So 6 laps. Bit of a long one, this one. There might be a few bumps along the way. Excuse me. done all right there. Always use the car in front as brakes if yours fail. Just a little bit of a policy rule I have. Into third. Test the grip out. Realise it's rubbish. Oh dear. As I said, it would be a bumpy ride. Tony, right, so Eloise says, Tony reaching almost 3,000 gold tells how few new cars being released. Well, exactly. I wouldn't be reaching 3,000 gold if there were gold to be spent. Now, would I? And John says, entertaining enough. Well, thank you very much. I try. I tell you what, though, I'm going to drop to third. Struggle to get first here. Let's see what we can do. So no, I don't think I've ever had 3,000 gold, just so you know. So this is the most amount of gold I've ever had, which again I think is an indication of some sort of change in the game rather than what I've been doing. I do think the fact that I've got so many cars does mean I'm not spending as much money on winning cars, but I think for the first time in the next release I'm hardly going to spend any money on discounted cars, unless there is a great big massive flash sale, of course. Fingers crossed for that one. Right, so still in second, 4 laps to go, 1 car to overtake, and yeah, oh dear, I'm really not, I'm not catching him up. Trying too hard, going too fast, braking too late, sliding all over the place. Not out of it though, so I just need to put a good lap together, I think. We'll be back into it. You never know, back markers may come into play. Look at the speed of this thing. Alright, slightly off track there. So I still find myself in second place after another lap. Alright, here we go. I meant the keys to brake a lot earlier than what I did the last time. There we go. A bit of a touch there. Just saying hello. Hello, I'm racing you. Come on, let's go. Ugh. Got him. There you go. Almost. Oh. Right, we're just in the lead at the end of lap 4. Just a case of trying to keep there though. Easy to say, harder to to do. Now it looks like I'm on the grass, but I assure you I'm only half on the grass. Oh, round, 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 still in the lead. Just about. Thought I'd brake too late there. Second's only 50 yards behind me though, so coming into the final lap, it's all to play for, as they say in commentary. Here we go. Final lap. Play it safe as I'm in the lead. Best not to go flying off. .200 yards ahead of second. I'll take that. So another thing I've got planned to try and do, which may not be as easy as I think, is for each time I do like one of my competing in multiple series, the intention now is to have at least 2 series to race in normal series. So obviously I'm going to start with Pro-Am, have a couple of those, and then move on to Amateur. And the other thing is I have found a couple of older cars that haven't had discounts applied to them, probably will never have discounts applied to them, where it's not going to cost a fortune to fully upgrade those cars to 100%. So I'm going to try and make sure I have at least 2 exclusive series open, especially bearing in mind I've just completed that one. So that'll be the plan. The other thing I intend to do going forward is, if there is a car that I can upgrade and there's the opportunity to upgrade and it does have an exclusive series, I won't do the exclusive series in the week the discount is. Instead, I will focus that car, if it's in the weekly time trial competition, on the weekly time trial. That will be the plan going forward. Let's see how that goes. John says Jetstream comes through Dayton. No idea what he means by that. It didn't sound rude, so I thought I'd read it out. Seems like he's put the effort in to type it in. And Keith Reddy says, Guardian, I am not sure if I am out of topic, but the option to earn gold by playing other games, do you have any recommendations? Choose wisely is what I would say. I have done it in the past. It does depend. It does depend on the game. So if there are games that you like playing and you think you're pretty good at them, then it might be worthwhile doing. But otherwise, you might find yourself spending as long earning gold in the other game than what you would do playing this game. So yeah, that would be my advice. Just choose wisely. Right, there we go. That's the car needing servicing, and it should also mean this series at 100%. 50 gold, 160,000 R dollars. You know, because I'm low on R dollars. There we go. Right, I need to take a short break because, well, to be fair, I'm feeling a bit dry and I need a drink. So I'll be back shortly. And we're back now. There we go. No, there we go. Right. Plug myself back in. Woo! So, 3 minutes to an update. So I'll keep an eye on that now. See if it does come out. Now, I'll be honest, if it's not coming out for a long time, I will end the stream. But we do have a bit of further racing to do. But it does mean spending gold, which I don't like doing. Okay. Still not available just yet. Oh, John says P1, thank you very much, and says hot summers, cold winters in Dayton. Same here in the UK. Well, actually, not hot summers. Who am I kidding? Right, okay, so road collection into Pro AM all the way across, and the first series we haven't taken to 100% is Classic Nissan Collection. And we've got tiers 19 and 20 to do. So I'll click on... Oh, let's have a look. Might have fallen foul here. Let's have a look. So we've got engine at 36, taking us up to 22. How much does that earn us? 22.8. Yeah, I didn't think this one through, did I? So 23.2. Yeah, we'll probably have to wait until tomorrow to do that then. Oh, I didn't think that one through properly. Now I could go off screen and service that car, but we'll wait until tomorrow. I should have thought that one through. Not to worry, we've got another car we can update, and we've also got two other cars we can update. So gold's at 2,808, that's fine. So we'll go into the second series that we need to take to 100%, Giulietta Jam. In fact, we've not even opened up tier 20, so that's at 48.8. The car is at 47.2 at the moment. So what I'm focusing on is sort of maximising my gold by trying to upgrade the cars that are R$ only, because I've got loads of R$. So 47.8, 107,600. I think we need to apply another upgrade. So exhaust is already there. Oh, okay. Should we have a look at body? 28. In fact, I'm sure I made a note of what I would upgrade, what cars I would, which upgrades I would apply. Let's have a look, see if I've got that written down. Yeah, 28's in there. Boom. We'll leave it as that for the moment. We'll see what happens, because I reckon I'll probably run out of durability before we've taken this to 100% today. So we'll start on tier 17, the national circuit at Hockenheimring. The car's at 48.3, a minimum PR required of 47.5. It's been a long time since I've driven this car, so it'll be fun to see what it races like. Let's go. Alright. So again, proper sounding car. Nice. this is what I mean by old school. Now you could argue this isn't a proper production model road collection car, and I wouldn't argue with that, but it is an Alfa Romeo. So it's clearly just a production model that's been modified, so we're not going to complain too much. Again, all of these cars just seem so much more reasonably balanced than some of the crazy hypercars that we have in the game now. It's almost impossible to get to first by the end of lap 1. But 9th place means 3 laps to go, 8 cars to overtake. Well, that's 1 down. I always get this corner wrong in terms of braking normally as well. That was the wrong side. 3. See if we can get a 4th on this lap. That should put us in a good place for a potential victory. Not if I drive like that though. Oh dear. You see what I mean by the grass having more impact on these cars with lower PR than the hypers. So I'm only in 6th place. 2 laps to go. 5 cars to overtake. John says Alfa Romeo, alright. Yeah, it's good. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It's not bad at all. Apparently we've been racing for over 2 hours now. Oh look, there's Ayaka. Let's overtake them. Or not. There we go. 4th. 1 more position to open up the next tier, or rather the 20th tier, should I say. Okay, so I've got 3 cars to overtake on this last lap. That's 1. That's 2. Got to go some to catch the last one though. Tell me, is anyone enjoying this retro racing? I am. This is awesome. Should have thought about doing this a long time ago. Well, we are catching first, but we may just run out of tarmac. Come on. No. Shame. Pretty close though. There we go, second. Oh, I enjoyed that. That was fun. Right, let's have a look, see if the update has arrived. Not yet, I'm afraid. And sometimes they do this. I think the last update didn't drop until around about 11 o'clock. So obviously I'm not going to race that long. But we have got a bit of racing to do, so I'll carry on just for a bit longer. The car does need servicing. But we're just going to hold off. Let's have a look. Yeah, we'll service the car. Okay, so that's the end of that one. So I've got one more series that I sort of put in the thumbnail that I'd do, which is actually not in Pro-Am. It's in Season 4. And that is because we've got Type R Showdown, technically not brand new cars as well. Good old-fashioned road collection cars. Only took that to Tier 8. So the cup there is sitting at 26.5. And that is because the Honda Civic Type R, I think, was a car you could win. And I only upgraded it to 7 across the board. Because... oh, we could do the... Oh, you see... oh, I don't like these decisions. Oh, do you know what? I hadn't appreciated the Honda NSXR has an exclusive series. So I might hold off instead of rushing into doing that. We'll back off from that for the moment. Right, is there anything else we can do? Probably not. Let's have a look. Let's go back to the Pro-Am. Yes, they're the only two cars in that series. Okay, let's do one final check to see if the update has indeed dropped. Oh, it hasn't. It hasn't. That's a shame. So tomorrow's stream will be the first time we get an opportunity to have a look at it. Now, tomorrow's stream, I did actually say I would do the event, but again, if we go to... oh, that was almost a disaster. There we go. Let's go back there. If we go to this information, it does actually say up to the top that the first event is Race Day McLaren Artura GT4, but it doesn't start until Wednesday, so not tomorrow. So it'll be one of two things that happens. Either tomorrow we'll have a look at the update, and then we'll do more racing in the multiple series. Or two, fingers crossed, they've got the date wrong, and indeed that first event will be available, in which case we'll be doing Race Day McLaren Artura GT4. Right. Unfortunately, we'll give it one last check. No, nothing. Zip. Nothing there. Oh. Unfortunately, that's the end of the stream for today. But don't worry, we will be back tomorrow with the new release. John says the Honda, pretty good. Yeah. I'm going to hold off, though. I'm not going to rush in to doing upgrades. I should have checked that before the stream, but I didn't. So we'll have a look at that tomorrow and decide which car we upgrade. Right. There we go. Off screen. Turn the audio for the game. So a bit of a strange one this evening. Overall, I'm not overly impressed with the next release. In summary, when it comes out either later tonight or tomorrow, it's got 2 new cars, 3 new series, and lasts 8 weeks again. But I'm sure we'll have plenty of racing to be had anyway, starting tomorrow. Okay, so if you have enjoyed... If you have enjoyed this stream, then please give it a like. If you'd like to see more of this type of content and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, The Fifth Guardian on YouTube, or follow The Fifth Guardian on Rumble. That being said, I hope whatever is left of your day is a very good one. And I hope to see you all tomorrow for some more racing in the new version. As I said, hopefully it will be the new event. But if not, we'll be racing in multiple series. But until then, thank you and goodbye.